check this out.
Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to our coverage of the D2CL. I'm Toby1, your host for the English live stream tonight during our US playoffs. And we're here at game number 2, Brazil going up against Team USA. I say Team USA, and it's Navi USA. And we're going to find out if Pain Gaming can cause a complete upset loss right now. Navi losing to the Peruvians early before, and now they've lost game number 1 to Pain's Gaming Terrorblade. And really, I'm not going to say it was just the Terrorblade, but he was a very, very large part of it. And there's no surprise whatsoever that Navi US will be removing this to the number 1 position here. They also remove out the Death Prophet and the Naga Siren, anything which is capable of just completely imbalanced team fights and pushing power. They're removing that. And rightly so. And Navi US in return, they get the Razor, they get the Faceless Void, they get things which are comfortable for them, really good teamfight heroes as well, and Bad Rider and Earthshaker just Pain Gaming. Their initiation, sure.
5 seconds.
And the Earthshaker already worked really nicely with the Mirana during the last game. Never really saw a big Echo Slam though. It wasn't one of those, the Earthshaker teamfight was what it was really all about. It was just the fact that Navi went into the teamfight, they got an early pickoff, like, oh, this is really gonna, oh wait, no, it didn't work for us. That's kind of what sort of happened on that bottom lane. I mean, Korok went in for that Hoof Stomp, and he stopped the Terrorblade TP out, and then Terrorblade just realized, you just realize how powerful you are all of a sudden, and then decide to take over the world. And that's what happened with Pain Gaming. That's what happened with 4DR in that last game. And now Pain Gaming sit there with 2 wonderful control heroes, and Navi sit there with 2 very obvious cores, straight from the get-go. So no secrets being kept by either side. And again, we'll see another Spectre being banned out. Did not want to. Really, there's just something about that hero which Fog seems to hate. Or people hate seeing Fog pick it up. But we'll have Disruptor as well as +1 more now. Being banned out by Pain Gaming.
10 seconds remaining.
Looking at the teamfight combos. Jakiro might want to come into the lineup here as well as a potential ban. It's just another tanky kind of hero. Barra's like, yes, I can finally get myself a quick pick-off, but Jakiro is quite a very heavy hero. And with both Razor and Jakiro, your pushing power into the towers is quite reasonable. Not to mention your lane presence is even better in the early stages. So, Pain Gaming. Who's it going to be, boys? They might actually also be considering, like, Witch Doctor. They've already taken out the Skywrath Mage, but it's the other combination you could run with the Faceless Void. But if they do that, then there's also the Enigma, which could be selected. They go back into a safer kind of happy farm world for Navi
10
US.
seconds remaining.
Now, Pain Gaming have to make that choice.
5 seconds.
They have 5 seconds left on the clock, and they take it the Morphling. So I'm taking out one of Korok's heroes, and if that's the case, then they're assuming that's going to be an off-lane Faceless Void and a safe lane Razor. If you're going to ban a Morphling, that would be it. Unless you're running a full aggro tri-lane, but you're down a Skywrath Mage, and you don't really have a lot of great follow-up heroes up against heroes like an Earthshaker. So I'm not as certain about that ban coming out from Pain Gaming.
10 seconds remaining.
And they go, oh.
Navi US's turn to
Okay. The draw will come. There's no question about it in their minds. The question is, does Fogged feel okay with this? The Familiars aren't as strong up against Razor. The Eye of the Storm really just destroys them. Obviously, they're still going to do a crap ton of damage. There's no debating that whatsoever with the draw buff. But it's also an Earthshaker support with a Visage. Your laning presence is going to be better into the mid-game. Or into the later part of the early game. But the very early lane presence isn't
Reserve
really going to be
time.
affecting them. But how did Na'Vi US want to deal with these familiars? And deal with a combo? They could try and block pick it. But do you really want to block pick with the Drow Ranger? I've seen worse. Up against the Bat Rider is dangerous, because both Bat Rider and Earthshaker are both jump heroes. And Pain Gaming wouldn't use that Visage for anything else. Like, a Visage would be easier to do a block pick with. You could always make that hero work somewhere. But Fogged, do you block pick it? Do you make sure they can't get the combination? Is it really worthwhile doing so? I was going to screw up your lanes completely.
5 seconds.
4 seconds. He goes to Jakiro. They will just deal with it. They'll add a little bit more presence in towards the towers. I wouldn't be surprised if we also see an Enigma being selected here from Na'Vi. It just gives them the early level advantage and then allows them to force down that tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. That's got to be the goal right now from Na'Vi US. You could try and go for something else like an Enchantress or a Chen. That's something else you could do. Impetus damage into heroes which are locked in Chrono. And the Drow Ranger still has a massive problem, which is that Faceless Void. A leap into Chrono, and Drow Range will have to buy the Blink Dagger. Like, there's kind of actually no other choice right now for the Drow Ranger as far as item progression. Because she needs to keep herself very much clear of wherever that Razor is moving. And also the Faceless Void. Because the Void, with a leap in and Chrono distance, its initiation range is really, really big. And they go with a Tidehunter. So we're looking at a core Void here. The Tide off flame, he can deal with the harassment from the Visage and the Earthshaker. They might have to give him a little bit of extra consumables, but they could do that.
Ten seconds remaining.
I have good news for everyone as well. So if you're worried that we're going to have a break like we did last night in between the games, do not worry, everyone. Do not worry. There is no break between our matches tonight. We'll be going directly from Na'Vi US versus Pain into NOT versus Sneaky Nick's Assassins. So there is no gap in our matches tonight. So we'll have our winners bracket final. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. NOT have been playing really, really good Dota of late.
5 seconds
I always love it when we have a bit of South American spice added into everything. Alright, for now though, keep my eye on the money. They just profit being banned out, so well, one of those heroes that could capitalize with the Visage Familiars to try and do a little bit of really annoying split push. Na'Vi US just want the team fight now. That's all they're searching for. That's all they really want. Now you got a Tide Ravage, you got a Void Crone, you got a Razor gonna be walking around freely inside of all of this. A Jakiro as well. They try and find like a second initiator to go as their last support. The SK would have actually been perfect. It'll give you initiation, it'll give you a team fight, and also give you your ability to farm up in the jungle.
5 seconds
remaining. And would tick every single box that the last year Na'Vi wanted. And an Alchemist. So they're going to try and Acid Spray delay this, but this also means that's the #1 Alchemist. That's a core Alchemist being played here. I know, that can't be right. No, it's a mid-solo Alchemist. What am I talking about? But that opens up Na'Vi US, who in fact, if they wanted, they could switch up their lanes a little bit more. The Tide up against the Drow, I'm actually not a massive fan of, just because of the power of the Cold Arrows. Ancient Apparition, alright, so it is still more team fight. Chilling Touch bonus damage as well is really going to help out the Faceless Void inside that Chrono. He's going to hit like a truck. Not to mention the early stages with the Jakiro, they can zone out anybody they want to. They can actually almost run if they want to, and aggro tri-lane. It would be risky to do, but up against an early Earthshaker and Visage and Drow, it may be the only thing you can do, because the Drow Cold Arrows, they're just so debilitating. You can't walk properly inside your lane, and that's just with a level 2 Drow Ranger arrow. I'm not quite sure if it was Pain Gaming who played it yesterday. In fact, I'm actually just going to double check my my drafts right now, so we'll just like hook the camera onto Ned. So Ned, take us wherever you want to, man. Okay, yo, why? Dota 2 Observer, do you do that to me? There we go. Yeah, so the games yesterday, we did actually have a Drow Ranger. It was played by Snaking, actually. He played the Drow Ranger in his second game. They actually won that matchup as well. But we didn't have 2 Drow Rangers. It was just the one. But I remember we were both discussing this build, and this was myself. I say both as me and Clairvoyant who cast all the games yesterday. And we're discussing the Drow Ranger, and with the buff up to the Drow Ranger's arrows, you can basically now keep these things at level 2. And with familiar birds, you must get your aura up to level 4 as early as you possibly can. So what you search for is level 2 in the frost arrows, level 4 in the aura, 1 level in the marksmanship, and 1 level up in the gust. That should be what you're searching for to be at level 7.
30 seconds.
After
to
that
battle.
point, it's up to you where you really go. If you kind of feel like your disable is really, really essential, then you level up your gust. Because the cold arrow buff up is already damn high. You only need 2 points up in the arrows and some boots beyond brown boots to make that work. Even in the early stages though, like 2 points up in the arrows and just basic brown boots is more than enough before the enemy actually gets stuff like treads or tranquils. Then your movement speed will always be greater. You can always keep that cold arrow harassment on. You can chase everybody down. So, if you're looking for some Drow tips, I know normally people don't look for me for tips because, oh, I'm not a professional player. But when it comes to Drow Ranger, I study this girl very, very closely. 2 points up in cold arrows is all you need with the new changes. So, into our lanes. Grent, the offlane Bat Rider. He'll be going 1-on-2. Ragnarok as well as Korok will be down here as the Tide Hunter as well as Chikira combination. That puts Fogged into his mid lane, giving Excalibur a bit of a buff up. He's already got enough with the DD rune, let alone having Chilling Touch bonus damage too. And Snaking will be taking this Faceless Void towards the offlane. Baja will do as good a job as he possibly can to try and zone out Snaking, but with the Stout Shield, as well as having Tangos and as well as the Salve, he's quite alright. Now, the Aura's already been leveled up. There's a Grave Chill from Baja. He just wants some harassment time into Snaking, who's hanging around, just waiting to see if he can hit his level 2 before he has to level up his Time Walk. Because prefer not to have that from the start. It's just a bit of a mindset kind of thing. Knowing you are on the defense all the time is just not what you want. Excalibur's not going to have a great time up here against King Red to start with. Like, stealing some damage, that's actually quite good for him. Because King Red's got no way of escaping. But what he does have is Acid Spray. And because he's solo in the middle lane, these Acid Spray levels are going to be coming up very, very quickly. And Excalibur needs that bottle. Or else he just can't stand there. And as you see his build, he went the 1 point up in the Unstable Current and the 1 point up in the Static Link. It is so rare that you see a Razor not leveling up his Plasma Field this early on. He wants the movement speed up against the Alchemist instead. It's not really that much. It's 4% in the early stages. Maybe a little bit of trigger damage, which can come out, but that's kind of all. Korok and Fog having themselves a bit of a rough time with the Bat Rider. They bring stick charges. Well, Korok did. He came prepared. Fog did not, though. And they got 2 Tango charges left, but Ragnarok, he's already doing a pull through to a double stack. So he's got no problems with holding that creep wave. Now, Snaking did find his level 2, so we backtrack as well as his Time Walk. And just leaves himself away from that Drow Ranger, who is now level 2. It's just a 1-0-1. We'll see how she goes for a build. Fogged, Ned, just with an Invis rune walking himself over. It's actually potential for a first blood right now, because Fogged, he can actually get himself trapped in the trees here. If he's not too careful, Grendo could just Firefly him a path out of there. But they're going to move in. The Fissure, there's Dual Breath as well as Liquid Fire, but Fogged already too low in life. The Liquid Fire is actually slowing him down with the Dual Breath. He can't keep up. Now Grent is getting closer. One more attack, he got him. That's first blood. The Anchor Smash came a little bit too late. The Gush to follow up. The Dual Breath is still available here, and they got a sec. Lag on the Bat Rider. She is coming out from the Alchemist as opposed to the Bat Rider. But 78 life points. His Firefly is wearing off right now. The Dual Breath will not be able to reach from there. So we can't get the Bat Rider through those means. Nate can just body block up on Korok, but he's still another 9 seconds away from having another Gush. 3 away from Anchor Smash, and his range for the Anchor Smash will not be able to reach Grent. Not in time, at least. Grent's running boots, and Tide Hunter is not. So 310 versus, well, 203 because of the Gush. But I doubt it'll be slowed up enough that Korok could walk in close, and if he did, he'll come underneath that tier 1 tower, which means the Earthshaker, while he may not have mana for the Fissure, he won't. Actually, there's no burst regeneration either. He might be walking around with a Clarity, but I doubt he'll have more than half a second worth of duration on that regeneration. So Grant should be escaping out of this bottom lane with the murder of First Blood. In the meantime, too, you got a Drow Ranger. Always dangerous when you see those words. I assume they're all together. There's 40 Drow Ranger on the top lane, getting some really good CS. 14-10 already. So a lot of denials coming up in this lane. Well, major reason too why sneaking is still sitting at 2.5 levels. While the middle lane, the Razor is actually having himself a pretty damn good time. So Excalibur 12 for 8. Up against this Alchemist who was 2 for 0. And it's a good thing Pain Gaming were able to get that kill on the off lane. Because without it, they would not be as happy about this mid situation with King Red. It's like that Viper situation from last night. You just wonder, like, where the hell is the damage coming from? Like, how you're even meant to really contest these lanes. So for now, Pain Gaming shouldn't take that long to restart a router. It's literally a pull out, pull in. Takes about 30 seconds to reboot the entire thing. And then we're good to go. Well, we have ourselves a moment. Of course, I can let everybody know. We do have more games coming up for the D2CL. This weekend, we have our lower bracket final. I should obviously go with the next game coming up, which is going to be NOT going up against SNA. They'll be coming up directly after this series. But tomorrow night, we have our lower bracket final, so winner of this game versus the loser of the next. We're battling up at 19 CEST tomorrow. That's a full best of 3. And then coming up on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday's actually quite a long night of Dota. We'll have Empire versus Fnatic starting at 20 CEST. Then Tuesday night, only the one game on Monday. And on Tuesday night, we'll have the Alliance versus Fnatic and Alliance versus virtus.pro. So a double header for the team as they return back from China. And we'll have the grand final of the D2CL US happen directly after that last Alliance series. So whoever the winners are, whoever get themselves all the way through, will be battling it out in that matchup. Dual Breath actually did reach him, but there's nothing to come from it. It's a level 1 Dual Breath right now. Like, the burn damage is 16. That's not enough to kill a Bat Rider. 1 Tango Munch and he's basically good to go. So first blood goes the way of Pain Gaming. Well, up on top lane, Snaking is still having himself this duel with Baja. Still really weird to see Excalibur doing this. He's level 4 now, with no points up in the plasma field. He's about to crack level 5, so he's actually keeping them up his sleeve for now. I don't see stats actually being leveled up for him. Top lane, Chilling Touch from Fogged. With the Vortex, but Baja, he's already got an easy movement speed away from this one. Sneaking, however, there's those level 2 cold arrows. Just going to work. The Visage does take a fall, however. And the Visage was the one to get the kill first, so Ancient Apparition. Man to pick up some extra experience points from that. As you see, the 100% of it went to Ancient Apparition. 220 for the 180, which was shared before.
Denied.
Ragnarok's finally having something done about him. The Bat Rider coming over to contest. Because while he does this too, he also buys some space to come down for that 4-minute rune. It's a simple one, it's a bounty rune, but as we've also discussed previously, with the new way, is he really saving it? Like, they've both got bottles here. And Ragnarok's going to come in and try and, well, he won't deny it. Yeah. The top room was being babysat for Excalibur. So now, but Excalibur's got the more efficient room. So he has the regeneration rune, where King Red just burns through his entire bottle charges already. And gets zoned out of the lane by 1 static link. Because he leveled up the static link a little bit more, like the steal rate into King Red's actually quite detrimental to him. So it makes the most out of the hold time as we'll have ourselves another... What happened to Void? What did he do? The keyboard's not agreeing with him right now. Good thing they got no peripheral sponsors. King Red. That static link's going to go on him. 42, 56 points of damage, and then the plasma field to connect into him too. Without having that... oh, what are you doing, man? Excalibur should just try to go for the denial as opposed to the direct attack. That plasma field coming close to coming off cooldown. We'll take just 1 attack into King Red and he'll go down. And that Chemical Rage's got nowhere to regenerate. Unlike Excalibur. He's already used his regeneration rune, triggers a bottle charge, and in 30 seconds time he'll look for another one. Dro's still having a great time up on this top lane. It's just really weird that the hero she's used with Like,
We'll have
Joe
to do
Ranger
better
and the
than that.
Visage, sure, it's a great combination, but you want all your heroes to make the most out of it. And the Alchemist is obviously not ranged, so he gets nothing. The Earthshaker gets nothing. The Batrider, his physical DPS is piss poor anyway. Increasing it doesn't really help you that much. For the Batrider, it's all about positioning and control. King Red's going to miss out in that rune. They take the bottom rune. Looks like it's a haste rune for the Batrider. That's actually a really nice rune for him to have. But yeah, I'm just not feeling the magic. The magic just isn't there at the moment. Not with the lineup. You want to have the Drow Ranger aura buffing up everybody, not just one support and her familiars. Or his familiars. Excalibur missing a little bit out in that timing there. Every last hit counts in this game. Especially for him. This is the guy that needs to get that mech up as quick as possible. Because Korok's not going to be farming that up. In fact, Korok probably really shouldn't. He's getting Arcane Boots as well as Blink Dagger to Ravage. Doesn't rely on snaking getting his level 6. His Chrono off. She might be helping him right now. They move back behind the tower and then they smoke up. 40R is keeping itself rather hidden while Baja does the stack. But if they actually pull this right now, I can say it's more detrimental to 40R. Because they could just gank up easily, but they're going to walk up. Fog of War's going to keep him pretty well hidden, and now he's going to see him. The Ravage should be committed. Hits Baja over on the side. The Anchor Smash as well. Support's coming in, and Korok just body blocking over on 40R. The Gravejill trying to buy some extra space. The Fissure actually will do a little bit of it, but not enough. The Dual Breath and Liquid Fire will connect. The Ice Path to follow up. And Na'Vi US are on the rampage into Pain Gaming's jungle. While the Dire Courier even goes down. The neutrals were killing that one off. Oh, that's a disaster for Pain Gaming. An absolute disaster. And now King Red's getting forced out of this middle lane. Excalibur is stealing more and more damage from him. With the 4 points up in the plasma field as well. The Chemical Rage is the only thing that keeps him up. And the Acid Spray is the only thing that keeps Excalibur back. Ancient Apparition rapidly approaching level 6-2. Snaking now having some fun time on the bottom lane. They just switched the lanes up a little bit, obviously, with Korok rotating out of there. He's going to start farming up his own jungle. Potentially, there should have been an Ancient stack as well, but it's like they can't have everything in life. But Snaking definitely wants that level 6 and needs that level 6. With the Chronosphere, they've got just the easiest combination in the world. Hold them, blast them, and then dual breath them, Liquid Fire, Ice Path. Probably want that level 6 on Jakiro at some nice time as well. That Macro Pyre is nice and strong. But more importantly, you want to have level 6 on him, so you have the 3 points up and Liquid Fire on top of having the Macro Pyre. Because then you're pushing into the towers, just becomes so much more efficient. As Fog already managed to farm himself up a point boost, he's rushing that Ags. He's getting Ags before anything else, and that's the death of the Alchemist. For all that regeneration he pulls in from his ultimate, it just doesn't help him. Because the Ancient Apparition stops it all. Which means there's no point buying a mech. I said no point buying the mech. If the Ice Blast doesn't connect, then it has no effect. But even if you do purchase the mech, if you actually purchase it over in the Alchemist, you're even sadder. Can't regenerate 2 different ways. Fog is just trying to stay close enough to leech level 6. But Ned hiding in the trees. Fog knows something is up. He can Vortex and actually scout out these areas if he's really scared about it. He's found his level 6. So we'll see where his first primary targets are going to be. And it'll probably be top lane. They bought Smoke over on Korok. So Snaking and Korok are able to fight together. I think he wants them to come towards the bottom lane. Folks just pinging him out saying Batrider is currently free farming bottom lane. We should be very mindful about this. Because Pain Gaming are going to get a nice timing on that Blink Dagger. Not the perfect timing, just a nice one. Coming up for the Batrider. Actually, they're rotating more heroes down. King Red just came down for a rune. So he'll get the Invis one. I think the Earthshaker knows exactly where Fog is. And Fog moves out. They're looking for the Fissure timing. They do have Lattice to available, so just Firefly over the top of it. And Fog will get dragged back. He might go for a point-blank range Ice Blast before he dies. But actually, there wasn't any time anyway. The stun control was just too good.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Now, Korok and Ragnarok, they're coming over. They're searching for Drow Ranger, and they'll find her. Gush to start with, the Ice Path to follow up. The Gust going to push him back a little bit. The Ravage is still available to commit here from Korok, and he will do so. With Anchor Smash, Liquid Fire, and Dual Breath, you can guarantee yourself that Drow Ranger death. She's already level 8, but they'll commit towards the mid tower now. That was still 8.5 levels worth of experience they're able to gain from him. 840 in total for the two heroes. And now they're going on King Red. The Ice Blast connects. He's dead. Good rotations coming out from Na'Vi US. Liquid Fire into the tower. Tower. Forget Ned. Tower Ragnarok.
Dire's middle tower is
You are a Jakiro. You are an amazing hero up against towers. And snaking just Chronos. They're moving up. There's no static link available. They just gush him. Now with the Liquid Fire, as well as having an Ice Path available. We actually held onto the Ice Path the end of the day. Another couple of heroes going down for pain. Plastic will mop up a lot of the creep wave, but the Liquid Fire again just starts sticking out this tower. They're TPing more help in. Excalibur trying to be healed up. The lasso is not available here for Grent. He just tried to come up. The Flame Break will push him back up, but Korok, he's got Gush and Anchor Smash. Combining up with the Liquid Fire, it's going to really slow down this Bat Rider. The Ice Blast, rather deep, it's going to fly over the top of King Red. So he's got no regeneration coming in from his ultimate, while Excalibur with a blink down, the lasso will be there, removing any physical DPS with the Anchor Smash, and Excalibur on 14 life points will survive. And instantly TPs himself back out to base. The top tower will go down to the Visage, Dro, Aura, and Visage Familiar is able to help him bring that down. So no surprise there whatsoever. But Pain Gaming is not finding the trade-offs they're wanting. They're losing a lot of heroes consecutively, one by one even. Yeah, just beating him down, trying to fight Na'Vi US head-to-head. Na'Vi US got nowhere near a combo. Nowhere near it. But they still came out on top. That Ice Blast is already flying off from the top lane. It's coming in towards the mid. Again, King Red. It's time he'll actually get himself back in time. You got an Ancient Apparition. Well, he did rush up that point boost, but 2 deaths came pretty shortly after. Ned wants the Fissure. He can't block Fog. Actually, yes, he can. In fact, he is blocked. Familiars come in. Nice early damage. And they just back up. Curry, a little pudgeling. Flying over the top. The Familiars will give a little bit of vision, but... I mean, they plus will give a little bit of vision, but not enough. There's just fake Earthshakers everywhere. The TP will come to bottom lane. Macropie is available, so it's a leap into Chrono, but they need 3 seconds. And then they want Grant Deb. He has Blink Dagger, so this is going to be a really difficult thing for Snaking to land. I think he knows it too. And it looks like Pain knows it too. They're peeing out the fact that he's there. And there's your leap, but with that, it's not going to work. When you get a Blink Dagger, you try and actually cast your Chrono. Now you get a fraction of a second. The second you see that Void leap in from the side, you just double tap. And you get back very, very quickly with that Blink Dagger. Korok, what are you looking for? With an he's only got smoke. Yeah, I know he'd love to have a kill over on that Drow Ranger again. Sitting up at level 9 right now is that Tidehunter. Almost the highest level on the field, but actually belongs to Excalibur. Goes up at level 11, a 3-0-0 Razor. Every kill involved and every kill gained. Bat Rider searching for the 14-minute rune. It's just a bounty. But the Ice Blast's going to come in. They'll connect on King Red. And now Excalibur, he'll have a crack at this. The Plasma Field damage, Void. He could Chrono up the hill, and I think he was hoping to catch out Ned. With the Mask of Man, he's got enough movement speed that he'll catch up to the Alchemist. Inflicts the last point of damage. So he will be the one taking the kill from here. She's got a Staff of Wizardry coming in for the Jakiro, so the Yulsip starting as well. And up on top lane, Korok. Well, he's going to try and flank him. The Grave Chill's already going to be going. Well, he got 40R moving into the tree line, and, well, that flank didn't work. He ran back out, and now he'll even find himself a DD rune if he can walk down. Yeah, he's actually blocking himself, his own vision from it. The Liquid Fire's on that mid tower. They're trying to keep the tick going. Get that tower down as low as they possibly can. Now 40R. Snaking, he has Chrono available. But he's going to get a lot of damage on him. The Ice Path, keeping that stun away. Korok, don't come in close. When Alchemist self-stun. He's got bottle charges available. And of course it's Chemical Rage if he really, really needs it. And the DD rune's finally been flagged too. But this time it's going to go over to Korok. So the Drow Ranger decided not to run through the river. Also decided to run down that direction instead. And Bat Rider is being watched. These aggressive observer wards also scouting out the fact that Drow Rangers move towards the bottom, which is just an instant move towards mid then. Concoction will fly, but of course Liquid Fire's on the tower. So his attack speed's really low. Korok is going to have to use Ravage right now if he wants to save his teammate. Because Ned, okay, maybe he'll use it anyway. They come in close. The Macro Pie is burning down Ned. Liquid Fire back into the tower, attempted denial, but the double damage room being triggered by Korok, and the Eye of the Storm from Excalibur. 40R TP'd him, he's point blank range on Excalibur, losing his ultimate effect. Korok coming back to front lines, the Gush and negative Urn Charge over on Baja. They are fighting through the acid spray, which isn't the greatest situation in the world for Na'Vi. But it's 10-4 now on the board. They take out the tier 1 tower in the middle lane. Sneaking still just playing on the bottom lane with his own Chrono, which is available. And there is your Blink Daggers. They've got triple Blink Daggers over on Pain. One for Batrider, one for Archimist, one for Drow Ranger. It's the high maneuverability, the way to escape away from that Faceless Void. For Drow Ranger, it's the way to escape out from heroes at point blank range. As long as not attacking into her, then yeah, it's going to be useful. And now they move up. Now the US make the right choice, the exact thing you should be doing with Jakiro. Keep Liquid Fire on the towers at all times. Jakiro can force out these towers solo. Don't back up. They have no vision around here, which is why they're very cautious about this. But you see that with just two Liquid Fires in, a Macro Pie to burn up the creep wave, and an Ice Path to make sure they stay there. He'll TP himself back out again, because it's the 60-second cooldown. He doesn't care. But he could have put another Liquid Fire, and that tower would be down to 1/3 life points right now. Because Pain Gaming are too busy attacking. And they found Excalibur. Bypass your BKB. Yeah, Mithril Hammer and a TP scroll before death. Holds on to only his reliable gold. Snaking did TP in, but Pain Gaming, I'm going to say in a way it's a worthwhile kill because they stopped the Razor from farming. They're also going to pull up a lot of experience from that, as you see, 1,500 in total. Because he is the highest level on the field. So he's actually tied up now with the Drow Ranger. A little bit slowed. Yeah, Drow Ranger is now going into the Asher. Ned, well, there's no Anchor Smash to stop him. The Ice Blast, however, will be slowing down the Drow Ranger. Fog's still another 2,000 gold away from having his full axe. While top lane looks like Ragnarok. Ice Path at Macro Pirate. It's the only way to really try and save himself from this. He knew just stopping for just a second would be too much.
Which one of you wants to take me for?
Yeah, goodbye, Batrider. I'll have to sit there and listen to your phrasing all night, but nope. Moving up, snaking. Courier kill.
Courier has been killed.
Looks like a pretty big one as well. How's the point booster? That was the point booster for Baja. That's the start of his Aghanim Scepter. But for now, it's just going to be really good mana. Excalibur and Korok coming in. It's on the Eye of the Storm to try and get rid of these damn familiars. He might have to... Oh, they've lost vision. They're into the tree lines. There is no resummon for Baja, so it'll be really helpful if you bring it down. Snaking, you are way too deep. And he has Mask of Madness turned on, so he's taking so much damage with this too. So he committed Chrono and never got the kill. Now 40R with a Blink Dagger. Fog does the right thing. TP out. I don't know if he's going to have time. Oh, and you watch the arrow fly. Why is the animation disjointed so badly? The effects aren't lined up. The effect's not lined up at all. The Earthshaker dies in the middle lane. Looks like, okay, committal to Ravage to pick off an Earthshaker. That's kind of like desperation kind of moves. But they just used the Chrono as well, so... It means Na'Vi's team fight's quite poor for the moment. Ancient Apparition trying to move back out to farm again. TP is on cooldown, which is the reason why he's not on top of this tower already. But they're throwing the Ice Blast over. They're searching for 40R. It's a little bit too high, though. So the Blast will connect, but they're most definitely trying to get there as quickly as they possibly can. It's actually a 4-star build from the Jakiro. Not the classic Yule Scepter build. 40R still sitting in the tree lines. The Ice Path trying to scout him out. And really, with a Blink Dagger, he's not completely cut off because he's also got TP scroll. So he can come back if he desires. And Fog, oh, he scouted him. The Vortex saw him, but he'll blink down and TP out. So it's already too late. They thought he might have gone up, but boys, it's over. He's gone. This just wasted more time and mana for them. Not to mention just putting some easy things on the cooldown. But the Ice Blast on the way in. King Red is going to get chilled up by this. Same for the Batrider, but they get the last two on snaking. They keep him silent. They'll bring him down before he gets the Chrono up, but Excalibur triggers his BKB and Eye of the Storm. The creep wave was taking up a lot of the damage, and Ragnarok 4-staffed away. The tower damage won't be enough, and now Excalibur Healing up with Ernst. The Fissure trying to slow him down. The BKB has completely worn off. While Korok so far up here. His Anchor Smash comes off cooldown in 1 second time. Trying to slow down the attack at least into him. They can go on a very, very long run. Another Anchor Smash. Ned looking very low in life. So it's a 2-for-1 trade off the Dro Ranger for the Tide and the Void. I'm still €5 from paying gaming, and they took a long time doing what they were doing. I'm not going to say it's a great trade-off for Na'Vi US, because they definitely came off worse for that. As you can see from the recap. Oh, King Red. Leap. Chrono. Yeah, she got 2 in that one too. Catching out Gent. Time lock. Got a hold in there a little bit longer. 4-staff up. Snaking. No leap up. He wants to. 2 seconds. 1 second. The Ice Blast. There's no mana for it. Fog actually going down to Familiars. Just waited in the trees and they came out. That was with the Dro Aura buff up. That's why they did so much damage. And I'm just losing multiple. You see though, like there's no experience or gold change because it's just the Familiars. They're too far away from everybody else to gain the advantage. They're snaking now. I assume that's going to be a Maelstrom. Just looking for any extra damage you can pump out during the chrono time. King Red will come towards the top lane. Still no mech. He went for the Blink Dagger first, but Krent looks for the jump in. He's going to get it. Snaking, Concoction. The Acid Spray is already down. It'll connect. There's no backtrack. Familiar's coming in to help out, and they're going to try and get the Flame Break onto the Jakira, but the 4-staff saving his life. While Korok is trying to force this bottom tower out. With Ravage there, Dro Ranger knows she can't fight it. I would, however, like to see that Yasha fly out in the courier. There it goes. Instead of just sitting back inside the base. I think it was only just freshly purchased, just a small second. Where 40R was just watching the lane. Attempted denial is probably on the way here too. Actually jumped into tree lines. Korok can't see it. The Gust, he can't. If he ravaged that one, it would be a complete waste of his ultimate. So Korok gets sniped out. And even Courier. Oh, that's a big one if he can get the last hit in. And he got it too. That was Point Booster and Vit Booster. From Excalibur. As well as Korok. And now they're going for more. Snaking, coming up to help his teammates, but the familiar drop downs. Is there a Dro Aura? No, there's not. The Chrono. It got Gent as well with the Ice Blast. Pain Gaming, they were really pulling up a big advantage. They'll lose Ragnarok here. But after losing the Tidehunter on the bottom lane, I thought Pain Gaming were just going to steam their way through this fight. And through this entire game and through the series. But that gives a little bit of sniff of hope here for Na'Vi US. Maybe they can pull back some of the momentum. But they're about to lose Roshan. Dro Ranger, actually with no lifesteal, Dro can't just solo Roshan at the moment. There is a nice regeneration rune there. And Baja looks like he's going to be the man doing the tanking. Finally, he can have his full Aghanim's come out. He's already done his resummon actually very, very recently. But his Aghanims has arrived now. And they do have enough damage. With the Medallion of Courage and the slow from the Cold Arrows, this Roshan's going nowhere. Dropping the Wraith Band, picking up the Aegis, and picking up the good amount of experience and gold that comes along with it. And with the DD rune as well. There's Dro Ranger hitting at roughly 350 a pop. I say roughly, very roughly. It's more like 340. Void. Probably another Earthshaker. No Chrono being forced to be committed. It's like the Ice Blast also. Not required. In fact, it connects on the middle lane up against 40R. But that Aghanim still is not up yet for Fogged. 650 gold from that. But Na'Vi US trying to do something about that. They're coming towards the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane to add some pressure. That's now 40R with a DD rune. This mid tier 1 tower, you may as well fortify, of course. He just jumps himself away. Thinking about jumping back in again. Like, you got Nagus the Immortal on this Dro Ranger. There's no reason why you have to hold back. Tier 2 towers now. Tier 1 towers go on the bottom lane. Jakiro will get the last hit in that one. He can keep pushing as well, because no one from Pain showing themselves, but there's no aggressive warding out from Na'Vi US. And rightly so. Like, you wouldn't be in a mindset right now where you would probably plant down aggressive warders. We're in a mindset for being defensive if you're Na'Vi US. But that means scouting out for wards like this. This ward vision is so damn big. They need to get some detection around here. The Vortex to go down to. They have a gem. They have other kind of detection. They're looking for the familiars. So Barge has actually lost all of his familiars by the looks of it. Where did Ice Blast go? Did it actually go to the old Roshan pit? I think it did. Excalibur back to his farming on the bottom lane with his BKB. The timing only at 9 seconds, so that's okay. But he's going to need it right now. So he jumped on. Ned got the BKB charge off. Ned's walking over. He might even commit his... he's going to... He ticked the Echo Slam for half a second. But realized it wasn't really required. So the Batrider will take a quick and easy kill with the help of the Earthshaker. Baja now with 3 familiars up and running.
I'll take that.
Going to come down with the Drow Ranger. There's no aura from the Drow Ranger as far as like the trigger aura. But they can take this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane with ease anyway. Even without the huge damage coming out from the familiars. And you're seeing him right now. They're popping over 100 damage each. And the mana style to arrive too, so increase all of the extra stats for everybody. I say for everybody, but not many of them. 53 bonus damage is in for Visage. And Batrider. There's tier 2 towers for tier 2 towers. Liquid Fire helps just burn through it. Oh, I'm not going to say as quickly as what the Drow Ranger does. If they keep that Liquid Fire in the tower through the fortification. Observer will see Grant coming in. He'll Firefly, Force Staff. They want to initiate Korok, however. Gush, Anchor Smash. Actually wonderfully done, but sneaking. The Gust from 40R. Silencing him up, and now he's going to blink down trying to have a crack at this. He's got his Chrono off cooldown, but Korok, he's right on top of the Drow Ranger. Did take away her ultimate. The Ice Blast, it's a good radius. Hits on 40R. Korok, he doesn't want to commit Ravage. It would have been close to him anyway. He blinks himself away. Trying to buy some time for the Jakiro as well, who does have Ice Path. 40R still. Now the Ravage committal. They'll trigger the Aegis the Immortal. Korok might be able to survive this one. His Blitz coming off cooldown. He's being attacked too much. The Fissure from Neb was able to connect, and the Blink from 40R followed it up. And they can look towards the tier 2 tower on the top lane now. Where's the Familiars? They're all down the bottom lane for the moment. Which is where Excalibur is currently farming up. Another 200 and a bit gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. Still don't see this game in the bag for anybody, but Pain Gaming definitely have the advantage so far. Looking to remove the second remaining outer tower for Na'Vi US. The Ice Blast again going to stall him up. It's the full Aghanim's upgrade, which is why it lasted so long before. Just need a little bit more damage to come in, and Ned, well, he wants to provide it. Concoction Blink stun. It will connect as she's catching Sneaking and Ragnarok. Because he was 4-staff down, wasn't as close. Snaking Chrono catches 2 heroes. The Drow Ranger, the Ice Path will make sure she stays where she is, and then Snaking runs up, searching for Grant. But Barsha, well, he couldn't decide, got caught between the two, then lassoed up and destroyed. As Excalibur turns the BKB on, comes in with the oldie. Barsha 4 staffs away, just a little bit further. 112 damage, a point still stolen. King Red will TP out, the Ice Blast. That's actually going all the way back to base right now. Actually, a little bit off target for back to base. He's coming out going, yo man, I think you've been smoking something. You're a little bit off target. But still a 1-1 trade-off. The Drow Ranger goes down. The tier 2 tower's been slowly chipped away by Familiars. So they'll stomp and go again in a moment. They can even have the Drow Ranger, or if they want it. And there's no fortification available for Na'Vi US. So there's no way to defend up against these guys. So they don't even... Okay. Let's look at the bonus attacks. Just wait for the Drow Ranger, or you can take the tier 2 tower. Oh, they could do this. Familiars will fly over. Will they see it in time? They move up. Yeah, they saw it. Crew doesn't buy anything, but it's still going to go down. What was that looking to purchase? Something probably for the Jakiro. He has 2.1k gold on him. So more than likely it would just be like a Void Stone. I'm still looking for the Yule Scepter from him. He could try and go in for an Aghanim Scepter of his own. Just some really good stats. And that burn distance. It is going to be a Void Stone into a Yule's. It's just too easy to set up for the Ice Path, really. Now, King Red, blink away. The Concoction will still hit, and then Korok's like, oh, wait, hang on. The anchor, the Kraken Shell let him break free of both of those stuns. So he managed to get the trigger, but still, Korok goes down again. Huge amount of experience again. 17 and 14. That's the, well, 17k, sorry, for the experience. The gold changes roughly about 1,000 for that kill as well. But they're coming back up to this top tier 2 tower. So Liquid Fire, there's no fortification again. Sneaking just triggers the Mask of Madness. Liquid Fire will actually tick out the tower. The Ice Blast. Oh, wow. That's a big opening right there. King Red. He triggers his Chemical Rage, but it only gives him more life points. And triggers an Invis Room, which is even better for him. Grant gonna jump up, searching for Fog, and the Chrono will just hold him there. With the Ice Part, the Liquid Fire, the Dual Breath, they want this Bat Rider to be down. He'll force start away. You think they should be good with fire. But now, Concoction Sun into sneaking. 40R arrives at the right time. Ragnarok TP's out just in the nick of it. So the tier 2 tower does go down, but they lose their 2 heroes in the top lane for it. Excalibur at least has his Aghanim Scepter, but it's a small victory when the draw range continues to pile up, well, I say pile up kills, but pile up net worth. Kills not really as much. It's a 2-4-6 on the draw range for the kills, death assist. A BKB for the Bat Rider, so he's now got himself a nice little bit of immunity. It's not going to help him up against physical DPS of a Faceless Void. And the Void's on his way to his BKB as well. 1,000 gold away from having it. His familiars are coming in again. They're going to drop down. Just give him a Drow Aura. Fortification's still not available. I think 40 hours, it's exactly what they want to do. Just give him the Drow Aura and have a crack. Drow's actually managed to finish your own BKB right now. Middle lane, King Red, Korok. Able to get himself a solo kill. Looks like Ravage committed.
You drown in blood.
And they're coming down to bottom lane too, looking for Excalibur. Is he going to trigger the BKB? Oh, he actually waited a little bit longer. Drag back in again. The stuns will be continuous. And Excalibur, the BKB will be a waste. They pop him so quickly. Now up on top lane, snaking. The Drow Ranger. Still point blank range, but still dishing out a lot of damage. The Familiars were there to help him out. Familiars, yo, farming. Yo. Whoa. Oh, that's the reason why. He's a little bit freaked out about what's happening over on the bottom area. The Ice Blast's going to come up. And it's just not enough damage because he'll still yield up and towards the air with no Ravage. They got no really good team fight apart from the fact they do have this Macropine in a really tight corner. That burn damage into the Bat Rider's not going to be enough. Ned with a Fissure, trying to buy him some more space, but the Titanhunter will still pick him up. The gem to drop is 4 for the price of, well, what, 2 overall? And Vaja will take, he's just getting rid of the illusions. Just pick up the gem, man. Sitting there on the ground. It's like one extra TP away to safety for DR now to heal up. It's full BKB now in his hands, as opposed to back in his stash where it was before. Roshan's gonna be done again too. Familiars are already there and waiting. Baja just triggers it. Uses the Rod of Atos, in fact, to have his effect on Roshan. Look at the damage from the Drow Ranger with the cold arrows as well. Roughly 300 damage a hit. And the familiar drop downs make sure he stays exactly where he is. That's only the second Roshan. That's the second Aegis the Immortal into the hands of the Drow. And Pain Gaming pushing their advantage even further right now. Almost reaching 10k worth of experience advantage. The Assault Cuirass on the way for the Alchemist. Still a little bit off having that though. We did get rather expensive parts of it. Surprisingly buying up the recipe before he actually purchased the Hyperstone. Potentially he did that because he was dying at one point and just try and save the reliable gold, or the unreliable gold. Now the US, they're actually getting closer and closer as well to having Korok. You can actually buy his Oblivion Staff. You have to drop the bottle in order to carry both of them. But the Perseverance sitting back in his stash. But more than likely, this Tide wants Pain Gaming to think that he is really, really down for the count and then pull out the Refresher Orb at the right time. Ragnarok's on a bit of a hunt. Now he'll find 4DR, but 4DR, he's going to realize that something is wrong when he loses his aura. Ragnarok's going to come in pretty damn close for that one. That's why he's keeping his distance too. It's a lot more support in the way here. And now it's like, wait, I'm meant to be attacking a lot harder than this. The Ice Blast isn't coming either. They could technically set up with the Yule Scepter, because with the Yule Scepter, it does cancel the Blink, the Ice Part, the Macro Pyre. There's no other blast, he's just going to TP himself out and be a bit of a pain in the ass to 40R. And the right time as well. The rest of the Pain Gaming lineup got scouted out by the top creep wave. Let's Korok back to his farming too. They really just want this Refresher Orb done. And double Ravage could really change this fight so heavily. And it's all about the time when Pain Gaming get a high ground. Not going to hit it perfectly, though. He's coming back at the moment. Refresher Orb's purchased, but he's still a little short. You might want to sell... yeah, she did. He sold the bottle. So he had the cash for it. So the double Ravage is up. Fortifications available for the Radiant side. So clutch moment right now. If Korok can get this, Blink to Ravage, the Ice Blast on the way. It's going to connect on 40R. Remember, this guy's still walking around with the Aegis the Immortal. So there's a second life on this Drow Ranger, but that Aghanim's upgraded ulti from Ancient Apparition. He's doing so much work, and he's actually still pushing at the bottom lane. Because he wants the distance to have the biggest area of effect possible. The top range rank's been picked off by the Familiars. And Fog will throw another ulti in 8 seconds time. And Pain Gaming will push in for this. No fortification available, the Gush into 40R. Ragnarok moving forward, but look at the familiar damage. It's just too much. Drow triggered the aura, and they've jumped in with their BKBs. Grant getting time locked up, forced up away the chrono, completely wafted by snaking. He leaves himself up after 40R, but it's just not there. Korok, Blink Dagger, Ravage, now available. Triggers it, 40R will drop. Baja, the second Ravage is available, but he's going to trigger it. He's trying to wait it out. He needed 40R to come up, but he gets the BKB off. He had to wait too long. The damage from the Familiars was forcing the hands of Korok. And he just tried to wait it out. Now, Yule Scepter into Ice Path with a Vortex, Chilling Touch. And the Cold Feet. 40R will be locked here for the moment, but then again, he Mana Stars at just the right time. Ragnarok will get hit by that too. So Pain Gaming, they took the full top Raxing. The Ice Blast will be slowing down 40R again, and this will force him back. He's already going to drop pretty damn low from this. It's a level 2 ultimate with the Ags buff up from the AA.
Radiant's middle tower is under
For
attack.
5.5k gold into a Drow Ranger. The world is her oyster. For whatever item she wants to buy, she can buy it. She's not limited by anything. I'd like to see a huge butterfly coming up. With the life points the way it is, though, I don't want to say heart. I also don't want to say satanic either, because with one Ice Blast, you'd be an entire fight and not have any kind of advantage. Yeah, it's going to be the butterfly instead. And even buys out for it. Just a huge increase to a damage output. Even the Bat Rider now has got an extra 80 damage to his name. The Visage, look at his physical DPS. This is the reason why you look for the Drow Ranger to buff up more here, as the Earthshaker doesn't get any advantage from this. It was like a Venomancer. His damage output is really quite scary. Sneaking, got a Chrono straight away. He's going to hold the two of them. His BKB will protect him in the Chrono. He's just got Grant on the edge of it. The Ice Blast coming in trying to ensure the kill. He leaps up as well, searching for more openings, but will not find it. As the Razor has to go up towards the top lane to defend this now. So a good pick off. That's going to be worth a lot of experience as well, with a lot of heroes around him. Well, the Courier's on another run now. It's got smoke. 40R's making his way over, however.
Radiant's Courier has been killed.
Oh my. That is not what they want to have happen, Excalibur. Yeshiva's guard will now take another 2.5 minutes before it'll be up and running. Wasn't looking for the scythe, was just looking for some survivability and a little bit of extra mana pool. It also means no refresher all for him either. Using Korok for that. Now Rod of Atos into Baja. Support's coming back, however. Grave Chill versus Rod of Atos. The Ice Path to go, but those Familiars, you do not want to mess with them. Not without a lot of support directly into their attack. The top lane is pushing in again. And again, Excalibur has to come back to defend it. 2 minutes until the Courier will respawn with this Mystic Staff. Such an easy pick-off for a Drow. Especially when you're walking around with a Blink Dagger and Butterfly. You really have no cares in the world as this Drow Ranger. I'm wondering too if they'll have enough confidence to go on for something a little... Oh, they kind of want to wait for the next Roshan. At which point... you do still want to have your Blink Dagger. But with the Aegis Immortal, you might just want to stand there as well. There's no reason why you don't just grab the Aegis Immortal, sell your Hand of Midas, and hold on to your buyback. The Drow Ranger's already pumping out enough DPS as it is right now. Her only objective is to stay alive through the double Ravage, or have the BKB up. at the time that Korok wants to trigger the Ravage. So we saw just how effective that double Ravage was during the last engagement. AKA, not at all. Pain's coming again to this bottom lane. It's a very deep observer ward for the Radiant side. Watching the runes, watching just an early warning system to see if Pain Gaming are moving into their jungle. There's another little illusion coming up. It's just a fake Earthshaker. Realize a second the Anchor Smash will connect, but at the same time, I think 40R wants to have a crack at this. He's pretty close. Hearing a static link going off right now. It's on the illusion. Stop killing the illusion. He wants all this damage. Bonus 224 points of that. The King Red's forced out the top lane again. They're going to start losing the buildings inside the base. Luckily, none of the critical ones like the Raxus, but the TP's still going to be coming back out here by the Jakiro. And for all that damage stolen, Pain Gaming come nowhere near Excalibur, so we can't make the most out of it. But they were definitely looking for a big hard hit from him with 6 points up in the Chilling Touch, or 6 charges of Chilling Touch on him. Plus that bonus 200 damage. Heroes like Earthshaker won't survive long. So Roshan, just under a minute now, or just over a minute now before he'll spawn. And Na'Vi US, they need to contest it. Which means that's probably also the reason why they have this Observer Ward here, but they need to refresh this little sucker. Because they don't see anything right now. The Dire have the better vision with that ward up on top of the cliff. And I see anybody going into that pit. I don't see him coming from a mile away though, you see the restricted vision. There's no vision on this area here. They can see him once they get that point, but by that point, you've already got your leap in to this point, and your chrono over the entire pit. So you will have no joy from this, but they're going to smoke up and come over. There's just a couple of fake draw rangers going in. It's just a fake set. Sneaky's coming in close, but the smoke's not breaking, so he knows that no one's sitting on the edge of the pit. But at the same time, Pain Gaming knows there's no one pushing at the top area. They're not going to take any risk. Sneaking, triggering his ultimate, leaps him, goes to the straight chrono, catches 2 in the Ice Blast. Well, that's Net and Gren really caught out. The Ravage, that's a big hit. Korok with a double kill. Barcha to follow. The Batrider will buy back. And Roshan's only just freshly respawned. The bottom lane's pushing in by Familiars, which is forcing a TP now down by Snaking. Triggers the Mjolnir. He wants these Familiars down. There's no ability to resummon because the Visage is dead. 40R wants to blink himself inside that pit and just take Roshan. And he'll blink and he'll do it quick. Just solo. And there is no warning system that Na'Vi US can have for that. The Ice Blast in 4 seconds time might cause him some problems, however. Fog's got to scout with it. It's off cooldown right now. He has to scout with it. Excalibur helps to mop up the creep wave. But they need vision inside that pit. And there it comes. And they're already backing up. 40R knew it was going to come in. She's doing it a little bit deeper. So we'll chill on the Alchemist. Didn't actually get the blast on him. And Excalibur, Shiva's Guard, BKB. They leap in. They're going for King Red. The buyback comes out from Visage. The Drone Ranger Aurus actually on cooldown. So they don't have the bonus damage coming up from the Familiars. You actually have to drop him for a moment. Excalibur, he wants to jump in. But now Grent, 4-staffing himself up and puts Excalibur on top of the hill. Excalibur, 4-staff down now. Triggered the ultimate, looking for as much damage from that Eye of the Storm. 40R, he's going to go down. Excalibur with 130 life points. The Familiars come in, but the Echo Slam from Ned gets a big stun. Fogged as well. Ragnarok trying to fight it up. The Familiars causing way too many problems. The gems dropped on the deck. Sneaking will take that one. They still see Roshan. It's a double buyback. One including the Drone Ranger. The other one being that Alchemist. And they're going to smoke and reinsert. Sneaking, not enough mana, but Barja up in the air, the Ice Path down as well, and King Red, he went into the middle of that one. There's no refresher of Sneaking, he's burning down, but the Macro Pyre taking out Barja's life points, the Ice Path, the Ice Blast, gonna kill up the Visage as well, and Excalibur taking all the damage away from 4DR, 168 points worth of it. The Flame Break trying to keep Excalibur inside this fight, the Ice Path keeping away the BKB. These damn Familiars, they got no drop down, but now Sneaking back in the fight. Chrono, he needs to use it and bring down this Drone Ranger Ragnarok on the edge. He's right on the edge of this. He's Ghost Zephyr'ing up, so the Familiars can't attack him. The Gut's going to push him back. 40R, forced out up to the high ground. 300 life points, 200 life points. Breaks free with the Mana Style. And then he's got a couple of himself attacking into Excalibur. These are Familiars back up again, but he's losing him to the Eye of the Storm. All 3 of them, in fact, are going to go down to this Eye of the Storm with no resummon for over a minute now. The Flame Break, however, will kill off Excalibur while Sneaking, trying to sneak the Roshan. Korok keeping the rest of them busy. He has Ravage, double of them, in fact, available. But they saw him. Ravage number 1, Ravage number 2. gosh, as well as Anchor Smash. He's able to get the kill over on the Earthshaker. Batrider, there's actually 40R coming down. Ragnarok with the Macro Pyre brings him down. Batrider, he is still low on life. Korok right behind him, and we get a lag spike. Why, Volvo? Why? Well, at least it happened half of the fight. The Anchor Smash today should be enough. It won't be enough straight damage. It's 225 up against the 234, but remember the hero reduction. That's actually going to be enough right now for Grent to escape out. We actually have ourselves a full lag out. Luckily, the local recording will keep going. We shall mark this time as the time when the live stream dropped and the cast is disconnected. Oh, boy. We'll get back up and running as quickly as we humanly possibly can. As we head down for the moment. But that was the fight to win there for Na'Vi US. Now go back in. They should be able to take Roshan. The big Roshan too, because that's both Aegis and Cheese coming in for them. And Korok. Sometimes you can question using a double Ravage when you've only got those two heroes on the side, but he really made a lot of space, and 40R separated from the rest of his team as well. Not what he wants to have happen, but not as in 40R. With also 2 minutes on the sidelines, it won't take him long to push up towards the high ground. So Na'Vi US should have no real problems in closing out this game from here. I'm still awaiting our connection to come back up again. I apologize, we may not actually get to have the end of this game. I'll stick with it to the bitter end. There's always something. There is always something. Didn't really think, though, we'll be at this kind of point. Such a huge change in both net worth and experience. That's just the kind of stuff where one horrendous team fight can just blow the entire game for you. Pain Gaming was so close. They were 12,000 net worth in front. Their experience are actually over 12,000. Alright, looks like we're back in the world of the living. Well, a quick restart of the live stream. We'll catch up to where we are. I apologize to everyone inside of Dota TV. Or are we? We got a glimpse. We got a glimpse of internet. Well, the glimpse is gone again. And that creep wave on the bottom lane was actually pushing in quite hard. So the end answer was the fact that Batrider did die underneath the tower. The Roshan ended up going back inside before they could start attacking into him, but they do have, they will be bringing him down. We just jumped ahead a small portion into the future. Can we have our connection back, please? I'm going to double check and see what the hell's going. I've actually been doing that anyway. I don't know why I'm actually saying I'm going to double check. I'm trying to work out where our internet went wrong. Pay a large amount of money to have this line being very, very secure. But at the same time, if there is... I don't say the words. I do not want to say the words. Because if I say the words, I'm going to get really depressed about tonight. And that's not what anybody wants to see. Me being depressed makes for a very boring broadcast. But our connections are not coming back up again just for the moment. So, we might have ourselves a break. I don't know if this will be the end of the VOD. The game might be over by the time we actually reconnect back in again. So, I'll let everybody know what's going on. Hopefully, we do find our way back to the world of the living. AKA, people who have internet. In a couple of moments' time. And, we'll see you all back here soon. I hope.